G'day guys, Reconnecting to Party episode 14. I'm your host MDL513. With me tonight we have Big Dan.
Hello again.
Oh, so thrilled to be here. So thrilled to be here. Also, to the right of me we have Dexterous97
Hello.
playing some
Again.
COD. We got some COD live streaming. And to the right of him we have Ninjas. Actually, we have Macca.
Not ninjas.
Oh, I got samurai sword. Shut up. Okay, we got Macca Man. He's going to be our
and that's not
video
even a samurai sword, you twat.
demo. He's going to be our. Shut the fuck up. He's going to be our video demoer for tonight. His webcam has shut itself. Oh, it did that quite a while ago.
Shut
He
up a
just
long
hasn't
time
fixed
ago
it
and I
yet.
can't be fucked replacing it, so you can all get fucked.
Rightio. So he will be showing you videos of what we're talking about while we're talking about it. Hopefully this will just make my editing job a little bit easier. Alright, so yeah, first off, week in game. Who wants to go first?
Minecraft.
Don't everyone speak at once. Alright, Mac, you're up.
Minecraft.
Is that it?
That's it.
Where the hell's
Okay.
everyone else today?
It's a bit boring. Alright,
just been
yeah, I
doing
Spy
the
JD
ticket.
and Candlelit are on holidays. They're having a nice relaxing time in a freezing cottage in the middle of fucking nowhere. And is that all? Is that everyone we normally talk about? I think. Yeah, that'll do. All right, geez, week in game. Let's go.
Me, War Thunder. I've been playing a little bit Dark Souls on PlayStation.
Dark Souls, you
Um,
mad boy.
Yeah, it is frustrating as fuck. What else have I been doing? Minecraft, a little bit of Minecraft. I think that's about it actually.
Anything interesting? Anything interesting in any of those games happen?
No, not really interesting.
You're
Wouldn't
full
say
of shit,
interesting.
man. Full of shit. Because when my weekend game comes up, which we're about to talk about, I have done diddly squat. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, I played a bit of Tekkit, a bit of Minecraft. I've also played quite a bit of COD, which is weird. And last night, Jew-Man got me playing this little dogfighting game called War Thunder. And I got
Yeah.
trashed. I was in my paper planes getting beaten up by B-52 bombers. It was not good. Jew showed me the way of the samurai. And I dive bombed some bitches and shot their heads off. Like,
I
out
don't
of the
think we were
plane.
playing as the Japanese. I think we were playing as the Brits.
We were
So the way
Brits.
of the Poms.
So, the way of the Poms. Working up to get myself one of them Spitfires. Oh yeah, look forward to that. I've just been informed that Macca, there we go, has been dropped. So,
Again, he's always dropping.
yeah, he just blue screened. Alright, so week in game has been pretty interesting. What about you, Dexterous? Obviously some COD.
Played Deadpool.
Oh, Deadpool, oh yeah.
It's so fun.
What's Deadpool?
It's a Marvel anti-hero actually. Had to say superhero. But yeah. So it's so funny. It's like, cause he knows he's in a game and everything, so he like pays himself out a lot.
So what is this
So
game?
funny. It's like it's a melee type game.
Like a fighting game?
Kinda, yeah.
Cool. Comedy? Comedy? Question mark?
Yeah, I could say so.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I'm in the middle of a game right now, yeah, as you can see.
Yeah, well, you're gonna die anyway, so who cares? Look at him, he's just, look at his face, he's not even breathing. He's just, oh, this is nuts. Anyway. Alright, well, we had Macca's Minecraft, so while we wait for him to join, let's move into some news. I will go first. we're actually doing a different format tonight. I've got a bit of news, Jude's got a bit of news, and Dex has got a bit of news.
Sorry.
So we will be taking turns essentially. First bit of news: Vivendi. Has anyone heard of Vivendi before?
Nope.
Apparently, they are the parent company that owns Activision Blizzard. They have been trying to sell off their 61% stake in the publisher, in the company. They've been trying to sell off their shares for a while now, and no one is buying. I don't know why you wouldn't want to buy from those shares, because they seem to be doing pretty well. Everyone's probably assuming that COD's gonna just drop soon, and their shares will go out the fucking door. Anyway, so yeah, they've been trying to sell off, and they haven't been able to sell off. So they are now considering ways to extract money out of the game publishing company. So rather than selling their shares, they will just be taking a cut out of the thing. So essentially getting the money they wanted anyway, but hanging on to their shares.
What game's this?
This is Activision Blizzard.
Oh, so like
publishing
World of
company.
Warcraft?
No, this is the publishing company. This is Activision, who does, COD, Skylanders, the Guitar Hero franchise, and Blizzard, who is StarCraft, World of Warcraft, and Diablo. So they're a joint venture kind of thing, and Vivendi is the company that owns both, or owns 61% in both of those companies. And yeah, so they've been trying to sell their shares, but God knows that obviously they know something's gonna. They're just assuming once COD dies, the whole fucking company's gonna die, and they're trying to get out before that happens. But no one's buying because they all probably know the same thing. But apparently their 61% share is rumored to be worth up to $8.1 billion.
Oh, okay.
What?
So yeah, that's a lot. So Activision Blizzard's like, $15 billion company. It's nuts, and they still can't fucking build a new engine for COD. fucking Blizzard. Anyway, so yeah, so neither Vivendi or Activision Blizzard have issued a comment on the matter. So, yeah.
Can you guys
Interesting.
hear audio from my thing, or is it nothing?
No, I can't hear
That's
shit.
sweet, my
Good.
little computer.
So, Jew, what have you got?
Well, I've got a new expansion pack for Last Light, apparently. So you can now fuck up some outposts.
What's this for?
Metro Last Light.
Metro Last Light. That's that
They've
That-
announced the first.
that's
DLC.
like a what's that, like a survival kind of first person shooter thing in Russia?
Sort of like a survival. It's sort of like Stalker, but on rails instead of.
Instead of free world.
Yeah, it's more on rails than Stalker, but it's real similar to Stalker, except like the whole world is apocalyptic after a nuclear war.
Yep.
And you're playing as a Russian that are living in the metros down under the ground for safety, but
Which is where it gets its name
There's-
from, obviously.
yeah. But anyway, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have heard of it already because the Last Light was pretty successful. Yeah, so they've announced their first DLC. I think they didn't even do DLC for the first Metro, did they? Metro
because this is the
2033, I
sequel,
think.
yeah?
Yes, this is what happens afterwards.
Alright. So, what's in the DLC?
It's just got a few missions, it says here. A few missions, challenges, a few enemies to face. You can play as a police ranger in training. You can defend the front line, and you can take out an outpost, apparently. But that's all it really says. It doesn't give you much information.
Alright, and Maka is back in the call.
Look at that. Cool.
Alright,
What else?
so,
Blue screen, yay!
yay! Alright,
Yeah.
so,
No video from me because apparently doing that kind of shit breaks my computer.
fair enough.
Dude, my whole team is sitting back at the spawn sniping on hijacked.
Oh, where's the
sucks.
shotgun when you need it? I'd KSG in their faces. So yeah, so Last Light getting some new DLC love. That's good. So it's not a
Yeah.
multiplayer game at all, obviously.
does have multiplayer, I'm pretty sure.
but the DLC's purely a campaign expansion kind of thing.
Yeah. I haven't even actually checked for a multiplayer. I passed it both in range mode and just a normal mode. But I can't remember seeing a multiplayer. I don't know if it has or it has not multiplayer.
I can't remember hearing anything about multiplayer either, to be honest.
Yeah.
Are you still talking about your gaming in week?
No. This is a bit of news, Naka. With Metro Last Light's getting some DLC love.
Ah, because I bought
First-
Tomb Raider the other day.
It's the first DLC for the series. Tomb Raider. So you've been playing it?
No, I bought it like fucking 3 days ago and I never got around to
Wait,
playing
that's
it.
the one with the young Tomb Raider that gets beaten
Yeah,
up
the
and
new
stuff?
one.
I want to see
'Cause,
some.
EB
I want to see
Games-
some playthrough for that, man. I haven't seen that game yet.
Because EB Games has got a fucking sales on, so it was like $40.
Nice. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Yeah. Anyway, someone has designed a throwable camera. It's in prototype at the moment. Seeing as we don't have Macca doing videos anymore, I'll get this video up and running.
Oh, jeez, just
Up the
rub
top.
it in.
Yeah, man. Anyway, so it's a little ball camera. Fuck, I wish you had your video up. It's about yay big, and it's got cameras, kind of 6 cameras. So like one at the front, one at the back, one at the
Hey,
top,
give me
left, right. And the idea of it is you can throw it. So like for special forces can get this camera and they throw it into a room and it can see what's in the room before they go in there. The cool thing is it has tracking technology, so that when you're viewing it from, say, a monitor, you throw this ball in, it will pick a target, say there's a person in there, it will focus on their face, and as the ball rotates, the bit that actually records is only the bit where their face is. So like only 1 or 2 cameras may be recording at any one time, and the footage that you're actually seeing from this camera adapts as you're doing it, so you get to see what you want to see the whole time.
What, this thing right here?
Rather than having 6. Yeah, that's the one.
How much does it cost?
It's a prototype, so they're still doing a bit of research on it. Get some YouTube going. It looks pretty cool. It's got infrared, so it can see in the dark. Skip forwards about a minute, I think. So yeah, it's got infrared, so it can see in the dark. Ooh. And yeah, it's got this stitching shit, so it can just, I don't know, looks cool. But the best thing about this is the technology behind it, as opposed to it at the moment. So once the funding gets off the ground, so in the video we can see now, to the left you've got all the different cameras all seeing their own thing, and to the right it's all being stitched together, and that's all done in real time as well, as far as I'm aware.
Oh, okay.
So rather than you just seeing this blurry fucking thing like when you throw a camera in the air while you're recording, you actually kind of keep the footage that you're trying to see.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool.
But yeah, so the cool thing about this is that in the future, if this technology takes off, we could be seeing such things in golf balls and in tennis balls and stuff like that. So, like, you know, when you're watching golf on TV, they take a shot, you'd actually be sailing through the air as this ball, and rather than just seeing this completely psycho spinning image, you'd just see like wherever they want to see towards the hole, and then you can see where your balls land and things like that. So that's where they reckon this technology could go. Now we're seeing the search and rescue aspect, so it's got the infrared lights. Dropped it down a hole, see the cat down there.
That reminds me, there's did you guys know about this thing? It's like this waterfall kind of thing. It like goes into the land, into a mountain, but nobody knows where it ends up. So maybe they could use this kind of thing to find out where it ends up.
Or
Oh,
like
yeah,
one
I
of
know
those
what you're
deep
talking
caves.
about.
Yeah,
There's a certain one, I forgot what it's called.
but yeah, they tried dropping like ping pong balls and stuff down there to see where they'd end up. But yeah,
found anything that goes down there.
Alright. Thanks for that, Macca. Most helpful.
Okay.
Alright, Ju, what else you got?
What do I have now? Sony confirmed that you can now access your digital copies of your games from any console, PlayStation 4 console, of course.
Oh, yeah, so your PS4.
So you can now buy your games on one PS4 and digitally, and then go and install them on another one and play on the other one. I don't know if you'll be able to play them at the same time.
Highly doubt it.
Yeah.
Well, you probably won't be able to sign in at the same time, so...
Yeah.
You know, it's just like Steam, because I have Steam on 3 computers in this house, and every time I go to a new computer, it signs the other computers
means that
out,
you'll
which is
have
annoying.
to be signed in to play digital copies, wouldn't it?
Well, no,
Not-
you don't have to be. Cause
I don't think you would have to be to play digital copies. I think it'll be similar to the PS3 at the moment, as in you can sign into another PlayStation, sure, and you can download and play that game. But you would still have like 2 or 3 or 4 PlayStations that you could set as your major ones. So you can, even if you download it, say my living room and my games room, if I buy a game, download it, play it in my games room, then you guys come over and it's a split screen game, and then we go out to the living room where the big TV is. I can download it there and play it there, and then one of you guys can sign in and then play it from there. Like, you know how like PS3 used to be 5. They changed that back down to 2 consoles. I think it'll be like that. But this is pretty much just saying that you.
No,
Yeah,
I think
you
you
can
won't
now-
have to. I don't think you'll have to sign in because, let's face it, a lot of people, like if you got one thing, you just have that one account that plays everything, but you got other people with other accounts want to play the game. You don't want to have to buy the game and download it twice.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you can, but for a user, you'd only have a number of PlayStations you can do that to. Like at the moment, the PlayStation 3 limits you to 2 consoles. If you can have, you can link up to more consoles, but you can't download games to those other consoles. I think in the PS4 era, you'll be able to download those games to more consoles, but only those you specify will be able to play it on multiple accounts on that console. So if you do have 3 PS4s in your house, you can say these 3 PS4s, I want anyone to be able to play it, no matter what the user. But for any
because
other ones I visit, only play it when I'm on my user. And that's a way of them being able to do that DRM kind of thing.
That reminds me, remember at E3 when he said you can still trade your games, your disc-based games, as you can now?
Yeah.
I like how they emphasize disc-based, which means that there won't be many, well, they're mainly going to focus on digital games this time. You know what I mean?
Digital's the way of the future, man. Like,
It is.
I think they'll have a mixture between the digital and the CD. I don't think they'll ever fully get rid of the CD.
Yeah, someone
Blu-ray.
they did.
I can understand DRM for digital, but it was just more the disc-based things I never understood with DRMing that. That was weird for Xbox doing.
Yeah. No, that was
They
retarded.
shouldn't really ever get rid of the Blu-ray. I don't think they would.
Well,
Because of,
But games will
a lot
keep
of
getting
people don't
bigger.
have.
20
Right.
gigs won't be big enough soon.
Yeah, but then soon they're gonna like. What,
Dude, yeah, but
Blu-ray
you can
was
have
probably, like
the
witchcraft
double
back in the
layered-
days.
you can have those double-layered Blu-rays, which are how big?
The double
50?
layers are at 50, but they've just invented a new technology which is going to allow them to have 100 gig Blu-rays.
Exactly.
What?
So, dude, you still got
So
plenty of.
it's always
fucking-
going to expand
Yeah, so
faster than
some of the
games.
I've actually watched a video. I think it was like during the E3 talks. They were talking about, you know, digital DRM and everything Xbox is doing, and why would you even go and buy it on a disc when you'd install it off the disc and it'd be useless. You're pretty much buying like a physical copy, and it turns to digital content as soon as you get home. So there's no point in buying a physical disc. You might as well just get it off the store. And they're saying, but the reason that they've still got these physical copies is because they do have this new technology, and you do have 100 gig discs. And like, look at the CD era, music and stuff. CDs, digital content's been able to download from like iTunes and stuff since like 2003 or 4 or something, like way back then. And CDs are still being sold today, and they're tiny files. You're not being sold anywhere near as well, but they are still being sold today. So, and Blu-ray, obviously, video files are really high quality. People who are like their quality in their videos, people with the big cinema screens and big flash TVs, they will definitely prefer to get Blu-ray over streaming and stuff like that. And that's the other thing. A lot of the content is streaming rather than download and then watch. So
Yeah.
and you know, you're streaming, you can, if you take time to download, you can download a decent quality movie still, but if you're streaming, it lowers the quality just so you don't have to fucking wait.
Unless, of course, you got awesome fucking internet.
Yeah, but then no matter how good your internet is, you need that internet to also be awesome between that and wherever the server is that's storing this video. You could have the best internet in the world, and then, you know, everyone's trying to go watch a
Yeah, and
video
if you
from the
don't-
American servers, and we're all bottlenecked over the fiber optic cabling.
And some
under
people's
the...
computers can't
Yeah, that too. But I think like with streaming,
even handle streaming.
I feel like with streaming, especially for that kind of level of detail, it's mainly going to be reserved for like living rooms, and you're just going to get dedicated devices that do it.
Yeah. One day Netflix will probably bring out their own kind of box or something.
All right.
The net.
Macca,
Yeah.
would you be able to get Assault Android Cactus playing?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
Oh. Okay, so Assault Android Cactus. Two of our more famous gamers from a while back now. They actually got into the QA testing business quite a few years ago, 2006 I think, and they were very good, and they ended up being put on as design people. So they went in, did some design, and helped with the direction of a game. Anyway, that was for Sega in Brisbane, so the Sega Brisbane department. But Sega's closed down, or is closing down, and they kind of saw that coming 2 years ago. So they decided to go do a side project while they were still working there. The side project is a game called Assault Android Cactus. So it's a stick shooter, top-down stick shooter thing. So one of those old classic games, kind of like
Two-stick shooter. Yeah.
kind of like arcade mode of Zombies in Black Ops 1, or what other ones are there? Super Stardust HD.
That was that Dead Nation.
Dead Nation,
Yeah.
yeah. Games like that where you move around with your left stick, and you aim and shoot
Black
with
Ops
your
Arcade.
yeah, like Black Ops Arcade. However, it's a PC game. It's an indie game because it's just there. I don't know how many other people are working on it, if it's just these two guys. Yeah, and it's Australia based, so
We'll actually have Australian servers for once.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to play it again.
But I
or
don't
is
think
it-
it's... Yeah, play it again. I wasn't actually watching that whole time. I forgot about it. So at the moment, it's being greenlit on Steam. So if you go into Steam, look up Assault Android Cactus, and just give it the thumbs up. We can see this. It's 4-player co-op, and it looks pretty hectic. But it's in a kind of fancy style. As you can see, it's like kind of anime, kind of animation. Apparently, it runs very, very, very smoothly. So it's which you want it to run really, really smoothly when you're trying to dodge bullets and stuff. That's what it is. It's shoot and just dodge. That's how these games work. So they're usually pretty cheap, usually pretty fun, and usually multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's Assault Android Cactus. Hit it up on Steam, give it the thumbs up, and hopefully we'll see this thing released on Steam in the near future.
Hopefully.
Dexterous, got any news, buddy?
Okay. Well, you know, state Florida and US, right? They tried to ban all the online gambling at online cafes, like stuff, and so they tried to actually ban those, but they ended up wording the bill incorrectly. Well, not really incorrectly, but really weird. So they accidentally banned every computer and smartphone in Florida.
When was this?
Pretty weird.
Idiots.
I know, right? I'll see if I can find.
Oh yeah, I read that. There's like, yeah, they just voted for something, but they wrote it held like really open-ended.
Alright, so it
or
says
something.
here, the ban defines illegal slot machines as any system or network or of devices that may be used in a game of chance. System or network of devices, so basically any computer or smartphone.
Wow. Cops are going to have
That
a
can-
hard time doing their job now.
And a game of chance, which is like solitaire.
Pretty much like
Everything,
Candy Crush.
Everything's a game of chance, though.
Yeah, anything that
When
has
you look at it.
anything that's random whatsoever is a game of chance. COD's a game of chance. They just banned COD. Wonder how that's gonna go down.
So
Yeah, but they
one-
also ban the things that play them, which is just a computer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It wasn't
the
targeted at like
devices.
all internet cafes, but it says here they tried to outlaw internet cafes that specifically allowed the use of gambling online and stuff.
So Florida's
Yeah.
pretty much just trying to stop gambling.
Isn't
that like-
online gambling in internet cafes?
Only in internet cafes.
Because that's what, that's where your
That's
shit
what I
gets
think.
stolen, your credit card details and shit.
Oh
from the
yeah, that
computer.
makes sense. I was gonna say, isn't Florida like the retirement state? That's where everyone would go to gamble, apart from
Exactly. You
Las
get all
Vegas,
those old ladies doing the slots and shit.
playing the pokies.
I think it's just to stop fraud, but it backfired on them. And now
Big
you can-
fucking
That's
time.
what you're getting out when you walk into
So-
the pubs. You get all the old ladies and men just fucking on the slots.
So would that mean, because the bill's been passed, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So does that mean that technically they have to arrest people, or does that mean they're putting it on hiatus and then
They'll probably
rewriting
revoke
it?
the bill.
Or-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely rewriting it because as if they can allow to ban.
They'd have to
computers
rewrite
and-
it, but it depends on, because you know how everything takes fucking ages in politics. It just depends on how long it takes, and if while it is in, that they actually have to enforce it.
Well, oh yeah. Why? I think people wouldn't enforce it because there's a lot of things that have to be enforced that no one enforces anymore.
Yeah, I know, but like, if you saw, say, if they had video footage of a cop standing there, like on his fucking iPhone somewhere, technically he's a law enforcer and he's breaking the law, and they have video footage of it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but see, that'd just be someone just griefing, being a dick.
Yeah,
Like,
but
I can understand you enforcing it if you went to an internet cafe where it was kind of introduced. You know.
but that's what I'm saying. Like,
enforcing it.
can they just pretty much tell everyone just ignore it until we rewrite it, or does it stay in power until they actually do rewrite it or do revoke it, and however long that may
They probably
take?
suspended or something like that. So just until they can
Is it
fix
all-
it up.
Honestly, yeah,
So
everyone
it'll
would
just be
ignore it until
ignored.
it got fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then, because I could
You're a
definitely
real
see,
dick.
I
That
could
would be like,
see,
"Oh,
I
look
could
at
see
this,
a
look at
dick just like trying to sue
No.
the government
Sorry.
or the council or something because, you know, they're a dick and they want to get money out of it. And they're
Yeah.
like, we just saw this guy, he was using a smartphone in my presence, it affected me, I want to sue him.
It
It's
depends. Are
Ameri-
you suing,
you can-
are you suing the government or are you just suing a person?
Oh, no, you're suing,
You'll have to.
no, the police
Because if you're
enforce.
suing the government, I wouldn't really call you a dick. That's pretty much.
No, but because the police are enforced by the local government or the state government or whatever it is, to sue a police officer, you're suing the government.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
And
Yeah,
then
that's still
obviously,
dick,
like,
but
usually
Yeah.
when that kind of stuff happens, the police officer doesn't get sued personally. The state does, but then the police officer gets fired, essentially. But yeah, that's fuck.
Or
Damn it,
put
I
on
still got
like a
popcorn in my teeth.
That's what happens when it's
an
run by
Ave or
90-year-olds.
something like
Florida, run by 90-year-olds. The average age of people there are 80.
Serious?
Sounds like Ton Curry, Daniel.
that. Yeah, it does.
No,
God.
that's an over-exaggeration there, Dex. Alright, so they've made these earbuds. I'm not sure who's doing it, but someone, Chief Officer of HeadSense, whatever the fuck that is, they've made these earbuds which ping your head to measure the swelling of your brain.
What? Neck cancer?
Yeah. Weird. So apparently, you know, either due to infection or physical injury, you would need these. They're called HeadSense cranial monitors, and they ping your head. So essentially, they do like what a bat does: send an echo of some sort of wave into your head, and then read the bouncing off. Because
Just a sound wave.
swelling has more fluid in it. When something swells up, it swells because fluid builds up in one point. So obviously, where that fluid is would be more dense than the rest of your brain. And they ping it, and then it bounces back at them, and they can be like, "Oh, there's a bit of
So
swelling here."
they just send us like a sound wave through the ear canal up into the brain.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't think
So
I'd
and
be
they're a bunch of. Oh, it's an Israeli startup.
oh,
Good to see
God.
them making something that's not a tank.
or a nuke or a missile.
Yeah. So
They'll
anyway,
probably
so
be a bomb,
they're
though.
disposable earbuds,
Yeah, it probably explodes at some.
and they monitor
It's
your
definitely
thing.
weaponized or something. Yeah.
Yeah, so they use sound waves. The traditional way of doing this kind of stuff is to drill a hole in your head and let the fluid
Yeah.
escape. So you know when someone
That's
gets
how
like,
you relieve.
yeah, they
That's how they relieve the pressure. Yeah. Exactly.
yeah, and or they cut like a chunk of your skull out so it can expand out there, and then when the swelling goes down, they'll put the skull back in, or you just lose that bit of your head, and then
Yeah.
you've got like one of those squishy heads.
Saw that in Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, weird.
No. I'll be
Israeli.
back in this.
Wow, who would have thought they were into that kind of stuff? That's smart. Awesome.
Hmm.
All right.
Hmm.
Macca, can you get the painting robot for me?
I'll think about it.
Cheers, bro.
You're just gonna click on it.
Yeah, I've already clicked on you. I'm way ahead of you. For once. All right. So there's a painting robot. It is called David. So it's one of those robotic arms that you will see in such movies as all three Iron Men. So it's just one of those, like a standalone arm that just, just kind of moves around and stuff. But it has, it takes an image, because obviously it hasn't been out and seen things. It can't just paint from memory. So you give it an image, and it will paint its own version of that image. And it actually takes quite a long time for it to do it. But the paintings they're like freaking masterpieces. They're crazy. So it continually analyzes each paint stroke it does, and then decides where the next stroke should be, what shade of paint the thing should be, and it actually does it in multiple layers. So it will paint it, and then it will analyze it, and then it'll say, okay, now
It's
I
like
need to change
Photoshop?
this. Du-du-du-du-du. Yeah, but super slow, and like in real life with actual paint. So that's cool. It has 24 shades and 5 different brushes at its disposal, and using those 5 brushes and the 24 different shades, it's created some pretty awesome stuff. The 2 pictures on this page that I'll probably show as well, or you'll see it later on in this video, is this tree, kind of like a wind-swept tree on a hill of something, of black and white dots, and then this epic looking bird which looks sort of like a, I don't know, like a toucan or something. Yeah. So David, and the cool thing is, he actually signs all his artwork down like with the little, So that looks sick.
The little what?
You know how artists, they always have their little name right down the bottom somewhere?
Oh, like that.
Yeah, well, they just like finish their painting that they've done so like methodically,
Binary.
and like, oh, I'll just put this stroke. Oh, I'll put another stroke. Oh, I'll put another stroke. Okay, I'm done. Done. And the signature takes them like 2 milliseconds to do. No, but he actually signs in like a calligraphy. And the weird thing is,
He
he
has a long
signs.
time. Does it for a while.
Yeah, skip towards the end. There you can see the arm. So he actually signs reverse. So he does like the D, and then the I, and then the V, and then the A, and then the D. So when he started signing, I'm like, what the fuck is he drawing?
Here you go. It's doing it now.
Yep, there we go. So
Here you go. Yeah.
that's the I and the V, that's the A, and then the D. Looks pretty sick. But yeah, this guy is... I want this robot.
Oh my god. I was just on a massive tear, then I just stepped on lava.
Lava?
Yeah, it was alright.
What? Lava?
Wasn't bad.
Yeah, there's one of those DLC maps.
Yeah, dude, magma. Would you use lava?
Right.
Yeah, like zombie lava.
Shit.
July the 9th, so 2 days ago, Dota was finally officially released. Dota 2, that is, sorry.
Released.
Fine.
But in batches to players so they don't overdo their servers and
What?
they're releasing it in batches. Like, let's say you buy the game, right, and or if it's free or whatever it is on Steam, and then they'll be like, okay, you might have to wait a week or two, and then they'll bring it out to you.
Oh yeah. So they have like you jump
So
in a queue.
it does, yeah. So because it's such a popular game, if they'd just go for like the full-on hard release, you know, for all you know, yeah, you could crash their services, kind of stress test their servers, and it just slowly builds it up. And
Oh yeah. They have as the reason for this, they've got Diablo 3 and SimCity listed.
Yeah.
As examples for why they're doing it this way, which are probably the best two examples to cite. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. They have got I think it's a 7-minute-ish gameplay trailer, and it walks through a bit of your naval exploration. Yeah, so looks alright. Not really into Assassin's Creed. Are any of you guys into Assassin's Creed?
Not really. There's too many
yeah,
of
I
them.
play them. I play them.
Alright,
I've played them all.
is this looking good to you, or is this looking meh?
Don't know. I haven't seen the video yet.
Well, get that shit rolling, bitch.
How about you just wait?
There we go. Ubisoft.
Game keeps freezing. Piece of shit.
No, that's just my computer. It's a piece of shit.
No, his game, not your game.
Oh, here's yeah.
At the end there, it froze
a
like
nice
3
looking
times and I
shit.
died. Sucks. Ooh.
Oh my god, he can swim.
We're not up to the swimming bit yet. Can he swim? Oh yeah, no, I remember them saying that in an interview. They were like, well,
Dude, you've been able to swim in Assassin's Creed for ages.
oh, you have?
Yeah.
I swear it was Assassin's Creed though. They said that they did a lot of underwater like world.
I think you're talking
building.
about Grand Theft Auto.
Was it?
GTA
Yeah, in
5.
Grand Theft Auto you can do diving now.
Yeah, maybe it was Grand Theft
Wait,
Auto.
how far behind is your video to mine? Like, how bad?
This looks like it's going through some sort of map system at the moment.
Yeah, I'm
It's
past the
hit
map now.
Mysteriosia. And now he's
Yeah, I'm-
going, oh, he's swimming towards the boat. Anyway,
Yeah, dude, but you've been
Um,
able to swim since Assassin's Creed.
yeah, so Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Hopefully the last in the series.
Mm-hmm.
People are already starting to complain about the series is dragging. So they didn't just need to end it here, end it on a high.
Apparently they're bringing in like even all new main characters. This is Ubisoft. They're gonna milk that bitch.
They
When
are
does
going-
Ubisoft milk stuff?
They're gonna milk. This is their biggest thing. This is like Assassin's Creed is what really made them.
I thought the Tom Clancy games made
Nothing
them.
does as well.
Yeah. I think Assassin's
Yeah,
Creed is
but-
just the big games of today. It's like their
Assassin's
COD.
Creed, it's just, exactly. It's. Would you see Activision and all that giving up
You can only go so far with
games?
But saying that,
Apparently not Activision.
Ubisoft is actually quite a decent and different publisher to EA and Activision, mainly because they're a European one, and Europeans have, different. I don't know how to put this.
Yeah, but this is made by
Different.
Ubisoft Montreal, isn't it?
Yeah, but Ubisoft is I think it's actually based in Paris or something. All I know is it's definitely a European-based company, so that's where the heads. Montreal might make it, which is part of Canada, I think. They might be the ones that create the game, but it's obviously the heads of Ubisoft that say whether the game's going to go ahead or not, and then the ones that are probably telling Montreal, no, you can't move on, you have to make another game. So I'm sure Treyarch is
Yeah, but
fucking
remember you
sick of
guys
making
saying
CODs.
they brought.
already.
I remember you guys saying they even brought in a new person to sit in the chair. They don't have the guy that used to be in it. So they can
No, they
pretty
didn't.
much
No, they
reuse
didn't.
the
They didn't
series
bring in a new
all over
person.
again.
The new person is you. Remember? What?
Yeah, exactly.
The new person.
we'll
The
see.
way the story's
So
made.
You can keep that. You could have one where, and then you could have one. Then they could go back to and bring in a whole new person. So
Yeah, I know. So they've made it open-ended, so
'Cause
they
you
can kind of
could
keep the
still-
story
you
going.
could still do one that's set entirely in modern times,
Yeah, no, I'm actually
Yeah,
waiting
but
for the
like I
modern
said, you
time
could set
ones.
one in modern times. if
And
you
you can
wanted.
go in the future as well, maybe.
Yeah.
Or we could play Hitman.
Honestly, I was expecting a modern times one back like Full Brotherhood and that.
But how
I thought
could
it
you
was
do
gonna be,
modern
like,
times one?
1,
It'll just
2,
be guns and stuff.
then 3
It'll
would
basically
be.
just be like Grand Theft Auto or something. Like third person kind of thing like
No,
that.
it'll be
What,
more
you got guns already, dude.
stealth based.
Yeah, what? Guns that you have to shoot once and then reload for like a minute or something.
They wouldn't do it like that, but like
Assassin's Creed will be.
yeah, but
I see it being more like Uncharted in the way like Uncharted is the same type of thing. It's a third person kind of slow, methodical kind of movement, parkour shit in the modern world. It's just set in like
It's in the jungle
temples
though.
and stuff.
So there's
yeah,
no
but
real
yeah.
like urban stuff.
yeah, but dude, yeah, but you
That's
can
where
still, yeah, but
parkour
if you were set it
originated,
in
man.
New York,
It-
where you could go through all those buildings and jump between buildings and stuff to get to an assassin, like to assassinate a guy.
I reckon if they do it, they should
It's
they
perfect.
should use like a European city, like maybe Paris or because that's sort of like where
That's where parkour started.
yeah, and it started there for a reason because the way their buildings are designed and together.
They're just asking
Allow-
to be jumped on.
Yeah, exactly. They're allowing it. They're the perfect setup for that.
They're just
and
gonna
also-
go to Istanbul because every time you go to Istanbul, they've always got that roof frame.
Yeah, and also I'm sick of games being set in America. I mean, I know America's the biggest like base for it and everything, but that's why Assassin's Creed was so good because the first 4 games, however many there were, weren't in America, and then Assassin's Creed 3, they're like, oh yeah, we're now in America. I'm like, fucking Jesus, really?
The first
You had
one
to go
was
there.
in the like
first-
Asia, like the like
The first
Middle
one was
East.
in the Jerusalem area. It
Yeah.
was like Jerusalem and the cities around there, so it was like
Yeah, it was the Middle East.
yeah, essentially.
Yeah, and then the rest were in Italy.
Yeah. Which
And then
is
the
a
last
really
one
nice
was
setting.
in America.
Yeah, America. They went to America, and then the Black Flag's
There's
going
Black
down to the
Flag.
Caribbean. So that's
Yeah,
better.
exactly. It's going on to the West Indies and shit.
I think the reason they wanted to do the Black Flag, is because they
Everyone loved the ships, dude.
yeah they love and they brought them in, but they're like we could do this so much better. So like while they were making Assassin's Creed 3, they were already thinking about how awesome a naval
You gotta
setting
remember-
would be.
A lot of these Assassin's Creed games are all in development at the same time.
And they're all by the same thing, aren't they? There's just one developer that's doing them all, isn't it?
Yeah, but remember, yeah, Ubisoft's huge. Exactly. Like when Assassin's Creed 1 was being made, they were already making 2 before they even released 1 and all that. And it was the same with all the others.
One was a launch title, right, for the new consoles?
I don't think so.
It
was
wasn't a
pretty
launch
early.
title, but it was fairly close.
It
yeah.
was fairly early. I
'Cause
think it was
the-
about 2007
Heavenly Sword and Resistance were the 2 release titles.
for PS3 at least.
Yeah.
That were exclusive.
Mm.
Most launch titles from other publishers are generally like mainly just sports games and stuff.
Yeah.
Because
Because they're the easiest. to
they're the
make.
easiest and you're pretty safe with them.
Okay.
You know people are going to buy them. While if you try to create a new
Yeah,
IP on a new
Sports
system...
games are just copy paste, man. You just change a few names of people, and you might up the graphics.
Yeah, apparently FIFA 11 to 12 or 12 to 13, I can't remember which one. One of them was an exact copy paste. The only thing they changed was the menu system and
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
the
They
lineup
could
of the players.
few
like,
tweaks to the texture, exactly. A player
Oh,
might change
I think the
his look a
textures were
little
the
bit.
same and everything. I think they just shuffled some of the players around, and for players that had left the series, they got rid of them and just brought the couple that replaced them in
Well, exactly. Otherwise, how else could you bring out one every year
year.
without it being worked on for like 2-3 years
And
beforehand?
the thing I hate about them is like every time they like do advertisement for it, they're saying it's the biggest change in sporting history. It's going to revolutionize the sporting genre. Blah 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 blah. It's like, also cool. So you added a plus button to the game.
I used to do Madden. I used to love
Why
that
was it called Madden?
because it
Madden
was named
NFL.
after John Madden, the commentator,
Yeah.
and he used to be a coach or some crap. I don't know.
I don't know, I'm not really into NFL.
And I used to do I still do every now and then Tiger Woods.
I used to do FIFA. Sounds like
Nope.
I'm talking about drugs. I used to do FIFA. Then I took an arrow to the knee.
Then my parents said,
No, and then I found
quit
Pro
being
Evolution
a
Soccer.
fag.
And Pro Evolution Soccer was so much fucking more fun. Because FIFA is just too dry and serious and boring. Kind of like soccer as a sport, actually, in England
Yeah.
anyway. But Pro Evolution Soccer was, I don't know, it just seemed more fast-paced, more hectic, and you could give everyone dog heads, and I don't know, it was hilarious. And you make people super tall, super fat.
Pretty much the only sporting game I played a lot of was Topspin.
Topspin! Nah, tennis games are actually really good. Every tennis game
Yeah.
I've played, I've enjoyed. Topspin was the
Yeah.
hardest. Get
I
those
love
fucking serves
Topspin.
right, man. I could never get them serves right.
Back on the old Xbox.
The old Xbox, well, let's call it a classic, because we can't call it the one.
Well, the first Xbox.
Jeez.
Xbox original.
Yeah, Xbox, original Xbox.
Now, do you know it's hard doing the power-ups on Tiger Woods while trying to keep your swing straight?
Never played.
I would
Tiger
never
Woods.
play any golfing
Oh,
games
speaking of
ever
Tiger Woods,
except for Wii.
There was a glitch in it where you could like walk on water, and so EA made a trailer in response to that saying you thought it was a glitch. That's just how good he is, or something like that. It was so funny.
And
They actually
then
had
he
Tiger
turned
in
out
as
to
well.
be a cheater.
Yeah.
Lol. So yeah, Jude, do you have any more news? I think you have another
that
thing.
man
don't
got laid like crazy.
What do I have any more news?
you? One more story.
Oh, the GTA 5 trailer. that
Yeah, I was
was
gonna say,
released.
how have you forgotten about GTA 5, man?
It actually answered a lot of the questions I was having because
What if it's gonna get
I
banned
wasn't
in
up to
Australia?
date. Yeah, it's probably going to get banned in Australia.
Because of that weed shop.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I'm going to try and get it just as soon as possible. for
I actually
Australians.
read a article today, just quickly on that R18 thing. I read an article today about the games that have been released so far, R18 in Australia, the games that should have been released as MA15s or were before, like, for example, God of War 3 versus God of War Ascension. 3 was MA, Ascension is R18, and they're pretty much the same game, like graphical wise and stuff like that. But the other thing they're talking about is the things that cause a game to be outright banned. And they've actually written this in that clause when they made the R18 thing. It's if there's any sexual assault or anything like that which is encouraged or is beneficial to what you're doing. So if you like...
It's the same with drugs too.
So,
isn't it?
like GTA, say if you went and bitch slapped a hoe or whatever,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
and you got like money for doing that or something like that, it would be banned because of that. Like if it's a sexual harassment where it actually benefits you or is a part of the story or something like that, and doing it helps you out, gives you a bonus, then it's going to be frowned upon. The same thing with drugs. If it's illegal drugs, legal drugs are fine. If it's illegal drugs, that taking those drugs benefit you in some sort of way, it's pretty much promoting the use of drugs. So that's
so why
why
isn't GTA banned yet?
because GTA doesn't
Every other
promote,
GTA was banned.
but
then they
GTA
had to
doesn't
change
promote
stuff.
the use of drugs in a good way. Like when you get drunk
Yeah.
in GTA, it's not you get all these superpowers. When you get drunk in GTA, your screen goes all fucked up and you can hardly see, which is just like what it is in real life.
Yeah, but I used to like set up roadblocks near the ATMs and just murder people for their money as they went to the ATM.
That's different.
Just
Yeah,
to
but
get
yeah,
violence
but
is
that's
fine.
That's an exactly but
Violence,
You're,
that's
doing-
the
you're also
R18
doing an exploit.
The R18, the violence is fine. They can pretty much give you as much violence as you want. Up to, I think they'd still limit you with violence such as like manhunt, where you're like actually physically hunting other people down and slaughtering them in really weird ways. I think that would still
So
kind
like
of be off.
Hitman,
Hitman would be fine.
but you're paid
And
to hunt
Manhunt was banned, wasn't it, in Australia?
No, but
Yeah, but that was
actually
before
seen
the
Manhunt.
R18 thing. But
okay.
Manhunt's been
Manhunt.
banned like nearly everywhere now.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
No one
So-
wants to ban it because that's just wrong. Like.
So excessive violence is fine for R18s. That's fine. It's just if it's...
Okay.
And drug use is fine. Like if it's
If it's promoting drug use and rape,
if it's promoting illegal drug use as a beneficial thing, it's banned. If it says,
Oh, okay.
you know, you can shoot yourself up with heroin, and because of that you're gonna get an energy boost, but say Fallout 3 for example, you know you take one thing and you get a bonus of this, but it negative impacts you in another way. That kind of thing I
Yeah.
think would be alright. Like,
Then
you
you
know,
get addicted and you have to go fuck
say,
yourself.
yeah, and then you get addicted and then you have to go visit a doctor to get unaddicted. That kind of thing I think would be alright because it's
because it has
showing,
real life effects.
yeah, it's showing that you get addicted to it. It's showing to, yes, it gives you this little boost, but in the long run it's really bad for you. So that's fine. Or if like that game we were talking about the other day, State of Decay, in that game you can take drugs and that gives you a boost in the game. Pretty much all they've done is change the names of those drugs to be vitamins. And because it's vitamins and you know you take a vitamin in a game, it's obviously going to make you better. So that's fine. So it's just like, that's why the naming's important. And yeah,
okay.
and apart from that, just sexual assault, you know. If
So that game Rape plays out then?
the what?
Do you remember that thing Keith linked about that game Rape Blade, where all you do, so it's really a game from Japan where all you do is rape a mum and her 2 daughters on a train, pretty much.
What?
What the
What?
Yeah, I don't know how
Fucking
Keith
Japs
found
are
it, but he
nuts,
linked
man.
it. That's sick. Fuck.
It's because all he does is play StarCraft. It's like all that Asian culture just rubs off on him. But like, holy crap, Japson is a little bit messed up. Just a little bit.
Oh, yeah, no, I watch anime and they do some fucked up shit.
So yeah, back to GTA
I don't
5.
know what anime you watch, but I don't watch shit where they do really fucked up shit.
Back to GTA 5. What did it show? What did it answer? What questions?
You've got a massive multiplayer now, actually. Huge multiplayer world. I didn't know it was getting a multiplayer at all.
I assumed
I-
they'd have one, but I thought it'd just be like all the rest.
I was a bit behind on.
Where you have
everyone
like
else,
4 or 5 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a bit behind on everything everyone else knew, so I didn't even know that there was 3 people that you could just change between at any time. Like, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So what are their names? And they had little backstories as well.
Yeah, one I forgot the names already.
Macca, do you remember them?
James,
Um,
Jimmy, and Jim.
I think one was
Serious?
Trevor.
One was like a hell
Trev.
Darrow motherfucker. One was
Wait,
like
we'll
a
see.
black guy
They're
that
coming up
thought he
now.
was surrounded by morons.
All right. So yeah.
One was
one was-
businessman, I think.
Yeah, one was a businessman who... No, he was an ex-bank robber or something. And
Oh,
now
one
he's
time.
Yeah, ex-bankrupt.
ex-con, and he's trying to be like a family man now, or something. And he's being pretty shit at it.
An
His family are
ex-bank
treating
robber.
him like a dick. Then there's that guy in the middle, the African American. He pretty much just thinks
Michael,
he's-
Michael, the successful bank robber.
Yep, that's him. With the family issues.
It reminds me of Max Payne. the look of it.
Sopranos.
Yeah.
Franklin,
Does.
the black guy.
He looks like Max Payne to me.
Franklin's the black guy. He's the one that like thinks everyone else around him's dumb.
And
That's
Trevor.
because he's in the ghetto. And Trevor just
Yeah.
looks like a
Yeah.
fucking hillbilly
Flushing body parts down the toilet.
and failing. It's
Like,
like
they tried to flush a leg
dumb-
down the toilet.
dumbass.
What I want to know is if they actually play while you're not playing as them, or if they just drive around like the AI.
Apparently they sort of...
Well, they do one
do
where
their
you,
own
you
thing.
you switch to the guy and he's actually he just finished doing a bike ride with his son. Exactly, they go about daily life.
So I
Like
don't
there's
know
one
if
and
that
then you
was
switch to another
scripted
guy and he's
just
in the
for
middle of a cop chase and shit.
What do you...
Yeah, I don't know if all that was scripted just for the trailer, but apparently they do their own thing where you're not using them.
Yeah, if you're not in missions. I think when you're in a mission,
Here you
they,
go, you
like,
should see here.
I think all the
It's
missions are
coming
like
up
joined
now.
together.
Yeah.
But when you are in between missions, just doing kind of free roaming shit, I think it just allows you to do whatever.
The graphics are mad though, with the cars and
Here.
stuff.
Well,
It switches
they look
to
mad
guy
for
in the cop
the
chase.
current consoles, but I reckon if they released on
They should bring
PS4
down
and
on-
the Xbox One and the PC, then they would improve it dramatically.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing about this, I think, they were really pushing it at the start of the clip, is just how big the world is.
Yeah.
Apparently
it's going to be a really big one. You got golf, hunting, diving.
Yeah, so like the world's gonna be San Andreas world again. So it's gonna be, I'm assuming, 3 islands, and it's gonna be based on the state of
I
California.
just noticed something when you were sniping. They actually had a wind meter. I think they're going to have actual bullet effects.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the other thing they
Right.
mentioned. They're really pushing the
I like how they got the wheel for changing guns.
yeah, they're trying to push the mechanics of the game to make it more like a, I don't know, like a third-person shooter, I suppose, rather than, you know, the shooting element being really clunky and strapped on like all the other games have been.
Because I hate how you always had a side control weapons.
I just hope the missions aren't too much on rails. Like, I know this is not going to be on rails the whole game.
Because I like how in the missions you also got multiple choices now.
Yeah, you're planning it out yourself, but I'm a bit skeptical about actually planning it out.
I think the
yourself.
planning
Yeah.
it out yourself will be given like you've got 3 options here, which option do you want to go with?
But that's
What I
still
want to
cool.
know though, is like if the options you choose actually affect your story. Like if it's just a long story and every mission has an option, but the outcome of the mission's the same, or if
Yeah.
the way you play
Well, I
each
hope it
mission
does have
changes.
some effect.
Hmm.
If it doesn't have some effect to it, like if you just go all that Rambo and there's no negative effect, like in the end of the game, that's just going to be fucked because everyone's just going to be going all that Rambo because
Yeah, like maybe
it's easier.
if you play the whole game as all out Rambos.
You're supposed to go all Rambo, man.
No, if like at the end of the end of the game, at end game, if you've been doing every mission fully Rambo and shit, it would be kind of cool if you were known as simply like this thug for hire kind of thing, while if you went through it all more of a stealth game, you were more of like a thief for hire, like different types of people would approach you. As a thief, only the high-end people would know who you are at like really high functions and tuxes and stuff. Well, if you're more of just like a big-time thug, you'd be driving around with like gangsters for armed guards and shit like that.
Yeah.
So
It does say it's got like its own little, you got to manage your own like what is it? Manage your own finances.
Sorry to
and
just
stuff,
cut off,
so you gotta
but I'm on a
do your
brutal
own
right
thing.
now. Sorry. Just
Brutal. What the fuck's a brutal?
it's a
25.
thing where he's played COD too much. Carry on, Desmond.
Yeah, it's right before the Get a Life medal.
Oh,
Yeah.
So GTA 5 is looking good. Only out for the PS3 and Xbox 360 as far as we know at this moment.
yeah.
But that trailer you just saw, that's all in-game apparently.
Yeah, it's all in-game footage. So for the systems it's coming out on, it looks awesome.
It's going to push the PlayStation, Xbox to its limit.
It's going to push the
Make sure you
Xbox
got
to
it in
its
an open
limit.
area, boys and girls, so it doesn't set you
The
on
Xbox,
fire.
it's on 2 discs, isn't it?
Yeah, so with
Holy
the Xbox it comes on 2
Christ.
discs. The first disc is just for installation. The second disc is your
Yeah.
play disc. So you don't have to swap out the discs when you
No!
get to areas of the map.
I
Sorry.
wonder how much Microsoft had to pay for Blu-ray for the thing.
Apparently, on every sale of the console, they have to pay Sony.
I don't think Sony owned it anymore. I thought it was a
No,
Sony.
Sony. I thought it's Sony and Samsung, isn't it?
No, Sony LG.
LG.
Definitely not Samsung. Samsung might be in it now though, because they're another Korean company. But then LG might hold that as the main reason not to let Samsung have it, because those
They're
two are
talking
like.
about like LG. Did you talk about the while I was away, the Apple
No,
being caught
no,
up in
Mecca, let
prices
us
on
know.
e-books?
Let us know. What is this story?
Apparently they were caught with 2 other electronic book companies trying to up the prices in America for books from like $12 or $9, whatever it is, up to 20 or some crap. Like really trying to hike the prices.
Wait, who Apple was?
Yeah, Apple and 2 book companies like in America.
So they were working with them, or they were just
Yeah,
also
working
doing
with them apparently, doing 80 deals, and they were going to try and illegally up the prices of electronic.
How is that
book
illegal
prices.
though?
Because
Well,
there was a law set
fuck
into you can't go above this price.
Yeah, with prices and stuff, the companies, they're not allowed to sell above a certain price or below a certain price, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so
Um,
the below a certain price is for competition.
Exactly,
Just to stop.
because it also gives smaller companies a chance, because
Yeah,
otherwise you'd
stops
literally,
giants
like,
just like bulk buying everything and
Exactly.
selling it.
because let's say if you have a major, like a really big company that's already popular, they could drop everything down to like $1 and kind of still make a profit. And then you got the
Yeah.
small company no one knows about, and they're like, I'm not going to pay $15. I can just go to this website.
Yeah, I know that
Yeah.
those kind of laws are like massive in
Because it
Australia.
had some. I remember it had
Yeah.
something to do with Amazon as well, because Amazon has a set price for everything.
Apparently,
like on
Coles
books.
and Woolworths are in trouble for that as well.
Yeah, no, they've been.
All the farmers, they're not offering
Yeah,
enough
they're-
money for their stuff, and it's putting the farmers out of
Well,
business. And
For
so they can-
like
What did you hear about that law that Australia's bringing? If companies want to go overseas now to make stuff cheaper and bring it back in, they're actually upping the tax price to bring the stuff back into the country.
yeah, that's good.
They're like
keeps them-
really upping it, so
keeps
it would
them
actually
from
be
buying
cheaper
from local.
to keep it in Australia.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good.
exactly. It'll work out cheaper to keep it in
The
Australia
problem is,
once
like-
you put taxes on it.
For a kilo of potatoes, I don't even know how you pay how much. Say $5 is for a kilo of potatoes from the shops. They
Yeah.
pay the farmers like 10 cents for a kilo of potatoes.
Yeah,
Like-
and it's putting the
like
farmers
those-
out of business.
Those aren't
and-
like, don't quote me on those figures because obviously I don't know the exact figures. But I remember
yeah, but
doing
That's a
research
rough
back in
guesstimate.
school, and it's like ridiculously like the farmers get paid fuck all, and then you see the price that you're paying in the shop for the thing, and pretty much all they've done is just transport it to a factory, cleaned it, transferred it to a truck, and sent it out everywhere, and they've like
Oh yeah,
upped the
like a-
like 5,000% increase or something stupid.
exactly. Every company always goes for a minimum of 100% profit.
So yeah, 100% profit would be fine, but
Exactly, but that's the minimum every company should go
Yeah.
by, because that's just smart business.
then like you've got like the Independent Grocers Association, IGA, they're always more expensive than Woolies and Coles. And you're like, well, that makes sense because they're not as big, they can't buy as much bulk and stuff like that. But if Woolworths is buying stuff that cheap and then selling it at that expense, like they're making a massive profit of produce pretty much. IGA should be able to sell it just as cheap and still pay the farmers more and still make a profit.
yeah,
So, I don't know. Oh, that
But you got to remember, but the moment they start selling it cheaper, look how cheap Woolies and they're selling it, they can really drop their prices to compete.
yeah. See, it was on the radio a few days ago that a lot of farmers are getting like so much of their stocks built up because they don't want to sell to Woolworths or Coles, because Coles and Woolworths are just sort of competing at the moment with the prices, so they keep offering less and less, and they're just saying, the farmers are saying no.
Yeah.
And then eventually, like, their cows start dying or something like that, or they get an increase in cows because they're not selling it for the meat, and they start starving because they can't feed them enough. Like, they've got too much cows and shit. And so now Woolworths and Coles are in trouble because they're just not being fair on the farmers and putting them out of business. It's just not. It's not. You just don't make a profit with farming anymore.
not
in
with that type
Australia
of
anyway.
farming anyway.
Yeah.
Not with produce farming. Grain farming and stuff still a friggin'
Yeah, you
still a
make
good.
And cattle farming, I'm pretty sure.
Cattle farming still very good as well.
Yeah.
But
But
actually,
see, even with cattle farming can be quite risky because of when something happens over in India, Australia cuts off for like a month. They say, we're not selling you any more cattle for a month or so. It's, trying to be the boss, and it affects, like, because they're saying, like, we don't want our cows going over there to get tortured, but then they don't, like, so we're not selling you for a month. So then the cows stay here and they starve because we don't have enough food to fucking feed things.
yeah, that's the thing though. Like, cattle farming is very profitable, but the profitable side of it is selling it to outside Australia markets, overseas
Yeah.
markets.
That's
Selling it
because
to
of,
Woolies and Coles, you get ripped off, and
Yeah.
then they sell it for like 10, 15, $20 a kilo. You go overseas to a
Yeah.
place where we've sold the cows to. So say Indonesia,
Yeah.
you go to Indonesia, you buy a steak in Indonesia, and it might be on par with Australian prices. It might be the same price, but
yeah,
that's worst case scenario. Usually it's cheaper than Australian prices, and
yeah.
they've had to import that stuff from Australia. They pay more than our supermarkets pay, and
Yeah.
they charge less for it, and it has to get over there, and then it has to be slaughtered, and they have to do everything over there. it's just like, how can they buy it from a different country, transport it, and still sell it at less than Australians do? And it's
Yeah.
like beef has been like our biggest farming thing since we got to this country.
Yeah, well,
think they
when
would've figured it out by
Gillard
now.
came into like government, took over as Prime Minister, I was working at William. I lost my job with 80 other people because of, as soon as she got in, she boosted up. She wanted to start making live export a lot cheaper, like work out a lot better for the farmers.
Yeah.
So they started taxing the abattoirs $5 a head, increasing $5 a head, which we do say like 2,000 heads a day. That's a lot of money that we're paying per day just in taxes, because of they want to make it a bit more profitable for farmers to export live to India to increase relations or some bullshit like that.
Yeah. Indonesia, not India.
India, yeah.
Because India, if you didn't know, cows are sacred in India and they do not be
Yeah.
eaten.
Sorry. So that's what happened, and I lost my job as well as 80 other people because we just couldn't keep up anymore. No one was selling to us because of it was a lot more profitable to just export overseas.
Yep.
And
That's your fault for killing the innocent cow, you asshole.
yeah, fuck them.
Yeah. How dare you kill
Hey.
my food?
They get a good life. They get a good life before they get fucked up. But,
Oh well.
yeah.
Australia,
Like a good what?
the
10
land
year
of
life?
high prices.
Actually, more like a few months life.
Yeah,
Actually,
dude.
they die quite young.
So
10 years. You dude, yeah, dude, like you.
Oh.
that's when they get like
I have
old
no
and
idea.
tough and shitty.
Yeah, you kill them when they're yearlings, so like less than a year or a year old or something like that.
Sounds
or
like
even
if you had to
year,
keep
they're
it
pretty
for
much
10
full.
years and then sell it, you would lose money.
So
Yeah.
much money. Anyway, let's move on.
Cows.
Yeah, cows.
So,
Farming Simulator 2013.
Fucking hell. Oh, that brings up another one. Do you guys hear about the vacuum simulator game?
Yes.
Oh my god, we're getting that game. Anyway, moving on. Challenge of the week. Who completed the challenge for last week? It was
Not me.
I-
Trojan Horse in Minecraft.
Yeah,
You did?
Hey,
yeah, I did.
I didn't
Awesome.
find out until like 2 days ago.
So how many people can fit in your horse, Duke?
I can fit a maximum of 5.
5. That's a fairly small horse. Mine
Hey,
is
look at
ravely... Mine's actually very similar to yours, Macca.
Yeah,
Like,
mine
I-
could fit at least 30.
Oh, mine can't. I've kind of put shit inside it. Mine could probably fit about 10. But,
I was going to do red sticky piston, and it was going to open up in the middle, so it would have fitted down to like 5 or 6. Because then
Yeah.
like the middle was going to open up in the gut, and they all drop down.
oh, nice. But Macca hasn't completed his. I have found the skeleton on the server. It looks good. But, yeah, I built mine.
I got to fix that neck. That neck.
I built mine out of cobblestone and stone and sandstone, so sandstone main stuff. I'll show you the video up. And I've got some lighting in it, so it's all colourful and stuff. And you go in there, it's like a bit of a garden. So it's a bit weird. It's a weird Trojan horse. Don't judge me. But yeah, so I built that, and it took me maybe an hour and a half. And then I flew around looking for Macca's. I was like, fuck, where's Macca's?
Right
So I
next
went
to the quarry.
everywhere. And then yeah, I finally like headed over towards the quarry and I saw it just there. And I'm like, huh. And I swear I didn't actually count, but our dimensions, on the outside at least, look almost identical.
I'm going to actually take out the bottom bits of the legs and do little like wool blocks, and then just put buttons on them to make them look like wheels.
Alright, yeah. No, I didn't do
Because
wheels, I just got hooves.
It's
And
got
my
to
guys,
move.
mine,
How else are you going to get it into the building?
I've made
Come on.
Into the
I've
castle.
made a Jesus Trojan horse. He's walking on water.
You can walk on water.
He's walking on water.
Yeah, walking in water.
He's walking on sunshine.
Wow. So yeah, so I completed it. Drew completed it. Naka sort of did
Hey,
complete it.
no one told me because you're all assholes,
Yeah.
and I didn't find out
Unfortunately-
until I released. the
Unfortunately,
fucking
my we actually had a big weekend last weekend. My fiance's brother came down, so we spent time with him, and Jimmy, Ice by Jetty, and Candlet also came down, so we spent some time with them. So I couldn't get the podcast out live until I think Monday or Tuesday night. It was actually very late, and Mac
And
wasn't
we
in there
record
last
these
week.
Thursday nights.
Yeah, so we record these on Thursday night, so it was very late, unfortunately.
And
Usually
no
I
one-
try to get it done by like the end of tonight, so it can come out, so I can upload it tonight, and it'll be out by Friday morning Australia time, or at the latest
at the
Saturday
latest
morning.
that day.
So that got way you guys have a bit of time for the podcast. So unfortunately, sorry about that. So this was a pretty poor one if you didn't have time to do it, but now you know.
Apologise to me.
We record on Thursdays, so that's when you need to get it done by. So yes, what are we going to do for this week, people?
Mine was literally just a box made out of wood on sticks.
Also, you
on
did
sticks.
actually
Yeah.
try and do
That's
something.
really good coffee. I feel like shit.
Well, right after I finished actually listening to the podcast, I went on the server and started to build it. And then on Wednesday I had work, so I couldn't be fucked. And then today I was just busy because I went out all day, and then I went to see Man of Steel and shit.
Anyway, we better think of another one because I got to go. I got to have a sharing.
Yep. All right.
What game?
What game?
What game do we all have?
What game do we all have? What game do we all have that we all play?
No.
Any Steam games? Maybe
What
we should all
Steam
jump
games
on
do I-
I don't know. I don't know, man.
We still got to try that what's it called? If I can find that fucker. God mode. Is that thing being patched yet?
All right.
No, it's still shit.
God mode and what?
All right. If God mode's up and working, God mode, you simply have to pass a level.
What is this? Is
Because
God mode
it's
a
actually
game or
quite
like?
hard.
Yeah, no, but we can't do that because
How about getting
just
God?
remember Jared hasn't got it yet, and you have to pay for it.
No, this can be one. One challenge is if you have God mode, because it's not many people would have it.
If you have God mode, getting it working will be the challenge.
Getting it working with friends and passing a complete level without being kicked out. That's your challenge for the week. If you don't have God mode, fuck, I don't know.
Sucks to be you, Dick.
Yeah, pretty much.
If you don't have God mode, eat a dick and get over it.
If you don't have God mode, play some candies.anyway.net and reach, I don't know, 10,000 lollipops.
Lollipops. Okay,
Holy
Macca knows what
crap.
I'm talking
that's
about.
easy.
I got so addicted to that game for like a week.
Oh,
Oh, what game is this?
I just literally left my computer running.
It's a free.
I left my computer running for a week. straight
Oh,
to
that
see
game.
it.
Anyway.
Yeah, the
I hacked that
text-based.
game.
The text-based.
Of course
adventure.
you did, you.
All right, so we'll put the link in the description. Give it a go. See how you go. If you can reach 10,000 I can't even remember if that's a lot. Is that a lot?
Lollipops.
No, wait. Which are the ones?
Lollipops.
And then you got lollipops.
Lollipops. Yeah.
Lollipops
yeah,
are the
that's
ones
what
you
I want.
trade candy for. Yeah, so 10,000 lollipops. Give us
But
a
no,
screenshot
no.
or something.
No, because lollipops, I can make it so I'm getting like 100 lollipops.
Yeah, once you do it, yeah, you end up. No, you can get 100. You can get 1,000 candies per minute, and I think no, you can get 100 candies a second and 10 lollipops a second. I
Right,
think.
but for those who have already played it, you got to start again.
Yeah.
And we don't want to make it like a challenge where you have to sit there for 2-3 days doing it. We want a challenge so you have to play the game and at least
Okay.
get used to
Yeah, I
it. So
can do that
10,000
in an
lollipops should be
hour.
good. So yeah, if you got God mode, just get it going, pass the level, take a screenshot of you completing the level, or a video if you have it. And candies anyway, reach 10,000 lollipops, take a picture. You can't just get lollipops going and then leave the page going for 4 days straight. That will
Why the
just
hell
be-
not?
Like, say you get 20 lollipops a second, you can't just leave it going for 4 days. Well, you can, I suppose, but it's a bit of a weird way of playing. So yeah, get that done. Send us in your pictures, /videos, whatever. We'll show them on next week's podcast.
I never finished that castle in that game either.
Finish what?
And I'm gonna go over
I never actually finished going through the castle.
Oh, neither. Yeah, I forgot about that. Anyway,
Couldn't beat that fucking
MDL
round.
signing off.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
See you,
That's me.
Dexterous.
Goodbye.